the CDC is now recommending that classrooms K through 12 have students 3 feet apart instead of 6 feet. Now, this is something that essentially could bring more students back into the classroom, such as schools as Albert Hill Middle School in Richmond. But some parents I spoke with today say they have mixed feelings on the recommendation.
Things have been great for them. They are loving it.
Henrico County Public Schools parent Lorette Turner reflects Saturday on how in-person learning has been going for her children.
They're enjoying it. It's not a lot of children on the bus. It's not a lot of children in school. It's about 5 or 6 kids in each classroom.
Turner says the schools are following CDC guidelines, making sure students are masked up, using hand sanitizer, and keeping a 6-foot distance. But that 6 feet distance rule could soon change. The CDC announced new recommendations Friday, which would allow students K through 12 to keep a distance of at least 3 feet from one another with proper masking inside classrooms, something Turner is okay with.
We talk to teachers and we have to sign things. We have to be almost next to them. But I feel like as long as we are protected with the mask, that 3 feet is just as good as 6 feet.
The CDC's announcement comes weeks after Governor Northam asked all school divisions across the state to come up with an in-person option plan by March 15th. Meanwhile, the Virginia Department of Education says the 3-foot guidance has been acceptable for schools here in Virginia since last year if proper mitigations were followed, but not all parents are on board.
Being able to be back in school around her friends, I think it's going to be tough for the kids to do that.
Nadasha Flood's daughter goes to Henrico Public Schools virtually.
She is actually excelling, so I'm excited about that for her.
And believes there are still many risk factors involved with in-person learning.
Whether it's 6 feet or 3 feet, I just think there's so many other variables that have to be considered that we just need to know a little bit more about before she goes back.
Now, the CDC is still recommending at least a 6-foot separation while outside of the classroom, such as common spaces or in the hallways or when masks aren't able to be worn. Meanwhile, the CDC says it's critical that schools remain open during this time as long as it's safe to do so.